What I learned was that at those big universities, you have to have the courage to go meet with your professors. They are teaching hundreds of people. They can't possibly remember you unless you put yourself out there. Go to office hours. Get to know them. Find somebody to do research with. If that's what you want to do. If you want to go to graduate school, you can't go to graduate school if there's not a professor who knows you well enough to vouch for you and write a recommendation letter. What I learned through taking lots of psychology classes is that people don't change their behavior because you tell them, all of this information about why they should, say, reuse their towel in a hotel room. They change their behavior because other people change their behavior. They're following what their friends and their neighbors do, what similar others do. And that doesn't mean that we're all sheep. It means that we only have so much cognitive bandwidth. We can only care deeply about so many things. And for the rest of the things, we're kind of looking around to see, well, what are other people doing? So it's really much more about normative influence than it is about giving them all the information and hoping that they take all of it in and then make the decision to change their behavior and care about the issue as much as you do. That is something that I would not have learned had I not taken the courses that I took and been forced to think deeply about these things. I had the best mentor that anyone could ever have in graduate school. So my mentor, I attribute so much of my success to my mentor. I would absolutely not be here if not for her. My mentor, Susan Fisk, took me in, and she mentored me so closely in the beginning. It was really an apprenticeship model. So she would, give me feedback on my papers the next day, and she really helped me to learn the practice of research, and she cared deeply about me as well. So she also took me to conferences and introduced me to people and taught me how to interact in that professional world. I couldn't have done it without her. I think it's very important to be a model. I think especially, frankly, as a scientist, for women, for girls, to show girls that women can be in STEM fields is so important. So just to be out there doing your thing and being yourself is very important. I think that mentoring certainly teaches you a lot. That process is very important. You learn a lot about yourself, and you learn how to explain things, and you learn about what your own shortcomings are. And students certainly need mentors. Higher education serves society broadly, whether or not everyone in society is going to college or went to college. So I think that in terms of producing science and advancing knowledge, it's critically important. For students, that's where you learn to think more deeply, to not just have knee-jerk reactions, but to understand why you have this or that response, to be able to make arguments. I think that it's about learning who you are and how to interact with the world in a way that's effective.